Here we go.
And welcome to DTV's first live coverage of the Big Nine Cheer Meet. We got teams like Davison, Carmen, and Flushing here. Powers does not have a competitive cheer team, so they are not present. My name's Andrew Gerber alongside Desiree Nelson, our very own DTV cheerleader. So Desiree, we have 3 rounds of action here.
Yeah.
Can you kind of take us round by round of what's going to be happening?
All right, well, your first round's basically all precision. All it is, there isn't going to be any tumbling, any stunts. It's all precision, it's all movements, and there actually is 2 jumps. 2 jumps are required in every round 1, and those 2 jumps will be scored, and those are a big part of your points in round 1 because there isn't anything else to really score on besides your precision and accuracy and your formations and all of your movements. They all have to be really crisp and clean. And then your second round, that's going to be when more of the fun stuff starts happening. You're going to start to see girls flipping, and they actually have to have 3 skill requirements. And most of the time, you'll see a lot of the girls, they've been practicing on these skills for a long time. I mean, a lot of them have standing back tucks, standing back handsprings. And then third round, that's when the real fun stuff starts happening. You'll see stunts going up, girls in the air, a lot of flipping. It's round 3 is the biggest high score, so you have to really practice round 3. When we were cheering, we always practiced round 3 nonstop, always staying after practices, make sure we had to make sure we were on top of round 3 no matter what. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Davison looking for their 5th Big Nine championship in a row. They've won it 4 years in a row, and I guess the main goal here is to reach states. And Miss Long, I personally got to talk to Miss Long and another fellow cheerleader about states, and this is what she had to say.
We're hoping for states. We're working really hard. We kind of have a young team, but we're working hard this year. That'd be amazing. I think these girls definitely have the abilities and skill level. We just got to make sure it all comes together. We have a really busy January. We're hosting our own competition in Big Nine. So January is going to be our time that we really start to prepare for state competition in February.
We have Carmen Ainsworth freshmen on deck.
Miss Long really excited about states. That Davison has a real good chance this year, don't you think, Desiree?
Yeah, I really think so, and I hope they really go and they do their best. It looks like they've been practicing really hard. I hope that they just take everything that they've been taking and practicing for, and they just pull out a win.
I agree. Well, right now we're going to have Flushing varsity up on deck. I actually have a cousin from Flushing, Rachel Piper, so I know the varsity team a tiny bit. But again, round 1 for Flushing, starting up after Flushing. It's going to be Davison.
Yep. Oh, Davison. Yeah, Davison will be up after Flushing.
Flushing taking the mat.
They have so much energy already. It's crazy.
Big Nine. I mean, you can just feel the energy here.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry, actually. Flushing versus Davison. They've always been really big rivals. I mean, even though we won the past 4 years, it's always been their ambition to just come back and steal it from us. So.
Yeah, talking to Miss Long, they said Carmen is their biggest threat in competitive cheer, but I don't know. Flushing is looking to do something right here.
I know. I hope so. Let's see what they start with.
So the girls are lining up. Very loud.
Already they start with such great kicks and transitions, and looks like they're all ready for this. They're not hesitant or anything.
Ooh, bumped into a girl right there. That's going to be a deduction of points. Let's see if they can recover from that.
Already they start off with a herky. Very nice.
Very synchronized herky from Flushing.
And again, another heel or straddler.
Not too many mistakes. A real crowd pleaser, Flushing.
Oh, their voice inflection there. So many levels.
The girl in front is really getting into it. Loud her head back and forth. A lot of smiling faces. Very loud.
Again, another herky.
Oh. It's the same girl who bumped into the one girl. Kind of messed up with her.
Yep, you can tell there's a lot of little mistakes. Just comes from confidence. You think you have it, you go out there and you just do it.
Yeah.
Can't second guess yourself.
Yeah. A lot of pressure. I mean, one little mistake can be a deduction of points here.
Yep. Very nice
All
ending.
right. So
A lot of energy.
yeah, besides a few minor mistakes, very good showing by Flushing. I mean, I'm excited to see Flushing in the second round. And now it's Davison Varsity up next. Davison's finally home for their own Big Nine meet. Last year it was at Flushing. I actually got to go to that. It was pretty cool seeing Davison win at Flushing. But this could mean so much if Davison wins this cheer meet at home, the Big Nine championship, 5th in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's last year we were so proud we even had 08, 09, 010, and 07 on our sweatshirts. I mean, that's one of the prides we take, that every year we just keep winning Big Nine. And I mean, I guess it's gotten easier since there's only 3 teams left, but it's just a great pride.
All right, and here comes Davison, Miss Long lead in the pack. Round 1 action from Davison. I mean, what are you seeing from Davison here?
I'm seeing a lot of clean transitions, a lot of really tight movements. I mean, when I was on the team, that's all we practiced over and over and over. If it wasn't right, Miss Long made us redo it, and I praise her for that because it made us really good.
Yeah, I actually got to see the Davison cheerleaders in practice firsthand, and it was pretty intense. That's nothing I could do.
It's nothing to joke about.
Right.
She just works us really hard. I mean, it definitely shows. We definitely have the winning record to prove that we really work hard and we take pride in what we do. But
yeah, I mean, in all of their competitions so far this year, except the one at Stony Creek, they've came in the top 5, including the one at Flushing in first. And then they had their own Davison Invitational here last Saturday. They came in first there too.
Yep, I got to see. That was an exciting win for them. They were so proud, especially to win here at home. Looks like they're taking the floor.
All right, here comes Davison, round 1 action. Very high energy. You can just feel it. They know they're home, Desiree.
You can also tell, I mean, there's a lot of really young faces out there. There's a lot of sophomores and a lot of freshmen on this team. So in years to come, we'll just keep seeing more of them. They'll just continue to grow stronger as a team together.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how they start off.
Getting into their lines right now. Already very synchronized.
Their motions are already, oh, that was amazing.
Toe touches right there from the Davison cheerleaders. Very straight arms, Desiree. You don't see any bent arms out of place.
They're so synchronized, they're so tight. So many level changes, you don't even realize it.
I haven't seen any mistakes so far.
That was a really nice herky.
Nice lines out of the Davison team. Nice swinging arms, very straight.
I mean, I have no complaints so far. This is amazing.
I know, very little mistakes. Another herky right there from the Davison team. Nice, like, winding of the arms.
Nice ripples. A lot of changes, a lot of feet motions, just little things. All those add up in the judges' eyes.
And I mean, so far they've been so perfect. And boom, very impressive round for Davison. We're gonna get a replay of that here in a second. What do you think about the Davison's first round, Desiree?
I think they did really, really good. You can tell they've practiced that a million times over and over, and they all just looked really confident out there. It didn't look like anyone was second guessing themselves. I think that's definitely win material.
Now, Desiree, as a cheerleader, does having a good first round help you self-consciously through the second and third round?
Oh, amazingly. When you know you're in the lead for the first round, you're in the lead and you're gonna stay there. But if you fall short in that first round, you feel like you have to catch up. Definitely, it's a lot of more pressure.
Right, and I mean, we still got Carmen Varsity. Carmen has a lot to top right there.
Yep.
All right, so we're about to get into this replay here. To take a look at Davison's first round, that was just so perfect.
It was. Oh, looks like they're gonna show off the start of it.
The girls lined up.
I mean, already, just at the beginning, there's so many level changes, so many different things going on. It's very appealing to the eyes.
And all the girls are smiling, happy. You know, high energy from Davison.
Mm-hmm. Definitely no big mess ups. None that I even saw at all.
From that view, it seemed like the lines were a tiny bit out of alignment, but I mean, other than that, I can't see anything wrong with this.
Very nice. All of their jumps were so synchronized. Very nice.
All right, so we have Carmen Ainsworth coming next.
With Miss Long, the head varsity coach. So how did the first round go?
Girls did great. They had great jumps, loud voices, and really tight arms.
Was there any problems that came across?
Oh no, everybody did good. I didn't see any mistakes, which is good.
How do you think the second round's going to go?
The girls are really pumped. We throw our back tucks. We're the only team here that throws back tucks, so they're pretty pumped.
Okay, thank you. Back to you guys.
Carmen Ainsworth's up next, Desiree. Very exciting. Davison had a real good round, so I mean, do you see Carmen even coming close to that?
I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. In past years, Carmen's been really good. They've matched up with Davison a lot. I mean, I'm just excited to see what they bring out on the floor.
Yeah, Carmen's always been a big competitor of Davison. Very exciting to see how Carmen's gonna handle round one. I mean, round one's pretty much over after this one, Desiree. We're gonna head into round two after this. I'm excited personally for round three. I mean, I love to see all the stunts and whatnot.
I like stunts too, but I enjoy my favorite part of cheerleading is actually the tumbling. So I enjoy round two. I enjoy round two the best. Make sure everyone on my old team, you know, they stick it good. Boost that confidence level even more.
Well, round two and round three is later on, but right now we still got some more round one action with Carmen Ainsworth taking the mat right now. Davison just had a real good round. Flushing had a pretty good round too, so let's see how Carmen comes. Let's see how they do right here. Full of energy, like the past two cheer teams.
Very, very loud.
Oh yeah.
Must have a lot of fans out in the crowd cheering them on today.
Cheerleaders being loud.
Big team too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of girls out there.
All right, Carmen lining up. A lot of excitement from Carmen.
You can tell they have a lot of energy. They're definitely excited. They're definitely trying to get their jitters out.
All smiling too. That impresses me.
Wow, really loud. Start out right away with jumps and
toe touches right off the bat. Oh, one thing that really impresses me about this team, they just don't stop smiling. I mean, it doesn't really show distress.
Very high energy. Most teams start out really, really good with their voice. This team, they've kept it so far.
Very nice pat on the mat right there.
Definitely something I haven't seen a lot. You didn't see that from Davison or Flushing.
A very effective cheer. They're not stumbling a little bit at all. Really pumping up this crowd.
Very, very synchronized jumps.
A herky right there.
Some floor motions. It's crazy when you look at the real swift of things that you sometimes are moving, you don't even realize that there's so much stuff going on at one time.
It looks like this line right here is a little bit out of alignment. That could just be me though, but I think they're going to be marked down for that.
Formations.
Yep.
It's one thing you really got to make sure about.
Great transition there into their lines.
Great finish.
Very effective cheer by Carmen on Desiree. What did you see in that round?
I mean, their energy was definitely the highest. They had some really different motions. They definitely had a different style of cheerleading compared to Davison and compared to Flushing. It's different to see how all these teams stack up against each other.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. We've seen them start right off with the toe touch. That's what impresses me most. They weren't scared to get really effective.
It's hard too, because right away, right off the bat like that, most of the time you have to get in the rhythm of things to make everything synchronized. They had a very synchronized toe touch right off the bat. That's hard.
So we're gonna probably see a replay coming up here in a few seconds to see the first round. Here it comes. See that Carmen Ainsworth replay. Here it comes.
Oh, here it is. Oh.
Right.
Formation changes.
Very good transition to formations. Smiling cheerleaders keeping up the energy.
I mean, so much energy, so much head bobbing, so much emotion just in their smiles, just in their faces.
Oh man. So a very good first round by Carmen Ainsworth, as you can see right there, full of energy, keeping up the transitions. Good herky right
Jumps. Very nice.
there. Yeah, very aggressive with the jumps. They start again. I just said that they started off right off the bat with that toe touch. Very impressive from Carmen.
Everyone looked really confident. Overall, it was very good.
Yeah, just high energy through the entire stunt. Another herky right there. I got the herky down this time. First round action over. Going into the second round, Desiree's personal favorite. What are we going to see in the second round?
We're going to see a lot of tumbling, a lot of skills. Second round is skills round, so you'll see motions, and it's a little bit of precision, but it's mostly focused on the skills. I'm really excited to see what these teams have to show us.
All right, well, we'll see you for second round action here in a second.
With Brittany, the head Carmen coach, how did the first round go?
It was pretty good. We've had to make a lot of changes. We've had lots of injuries. So for making last minute changes, it went pretty good.
What have you guys done this season to prepare for tonight?
Just a lot of practicing, a lot of long hours, a lot of Saturdays, just repetitiously running through our rounds.
How do you think round 2 is going to go?
Round 2 actually has been one of our stronger rounds this year, even though we've had to make some changes, which is different from the last couple of years.
Well, thank you very much. Now back to you guys.
All right, Desiree, round 1 action over with. Davison got a huge lead already over Flushing and Carmen. What would you say is your favorite part of round 1 so far?
Favorite part of round 1, I'm just proud that Davison could come up with a win. I mean, it looked like it was pretty close, and Davison, they definitely.
And here's the scores right here. Davison with a 209.2 in the lead, Carmen 200.5, and Flushing with a lowly 196.7. But still, Flushing, you can't take anything away from Flushing. Did very good along with the other 2 teams. I'm looking forward to these the round 2 action coming up.
And even with those scores, no one team blew the others out of the game. So it all depends on their round 2 scores and their round 3 scores. Anyone could come up and retake the lead from Davison. So just gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out.
Very exciting. We got Carmen Ainsworth varsity coming up next. Carmen Ainsworth showing very good poise in round 1, and it should be interesting to see if they kind of just take this round 2 into their own hands. I mean, they are out of the 3 teams, I'd say they had the most energy, and they just look excited to be here.
They're definitely very good with the energy, and I'm excited to see, they have a little bit different style of cheerleading. They do a little bit different moves, a little bit more current, rather than the Davison old school, old style. So it's really interesting to see what they're going to bring out on the floor today.
All right, well, here comes Carmen here in a second. After Carmen, it looks like we're going to have Flushing varsity right after this. Flushing looking to kind of get some points back that they might have lost in the last round. A few minor mistakes from Flushing. Time for Carmen to come out and try to take this competition, Desiree.
Should be exciting. Also, Carmen, last year they had amazing skills. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they came out here with every girl on their varsity team landing, sticking, standing tucks. Just what you can expect from them.
Right. Well, here comes Carmen and Desiree's favorite round, round 2. Here comes all the tumbling and whatnot.
All the skills.
Skills. I'm still looking forward to round 3, though. That's just me personally.
Stunting and running, tumbling.
Yeah. Look at all the energy from Carmen. They just come out and they know that
they're confident.
They know they have something to win here.
They're confident, and they definitely just come out here to have fun. Winning was definitely just a bonus for them.
Girls lining up right here. Formation-wise. Little staggered lines.
Very nice voice inflection starting right off the bat.
Very synchronized.
Very nice toe touches.
Now remember, the judges are looking for timing, synchronization, and visual effects, so that should be interesting to see how they do.
Looks like they have a heel stretch as one of their skills.
Great herky.
Great herky. you can definitely tell the different kind of cheerleaders. You can tell the ones that have more confidence, they've probably been on the team a little bit longer, they've probably done this before, rather than the ones, they look like they're almost a little struggling, like they're lost in thought.
Yeah. When they just did that back crossover thing, one of the girls were late, so that's going to be a deduction of points.
Yep.
Hopefully they can recover from that. It seemed like they lost a little energy as they went.
Yep, you definitely got to maintain that composure, maintain that poise. You can't let the judges scare you, make you feel intimidated.
Very strong ending by Carmen. We have Flushing varsity next. We're going to get a replay of the Carmen round 1 when it comes up here in a second. So what do you think about round 2? Excuse me. Carmen. So Carmen, amazing showing from them. We're going to see that here right now. Flushing up next. Flushing looking to recover from round 1. If we mess up.
Looks like we have the replay. Their splits. All of those splits are way down to the ground, enough for them to do hand motions. That's good. It shows great flexibility, which is very needed skill for round 2.
Now, Desiree, I've always wondered, does it hurt when you switch over to the sideways split?
No, actually, you can't feel it. It just depends. If you have both splits, it's not hard to transition between the two. So.
Well, very good showing by Carmen Ainsworth. We have Flushing coming up here in a second. Flushing looking to regain some points.
Yep.
Gonna come out pumped.
Looks like they have all of their teams over there pumping them up, getting them energized, just ready to come out here and rock it.
Now, Desiree, personally, it seems to me that if a cheer team's very excited when they come out, they seem to do well. Does the amount of energy that a team have really affect how they do in the round?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it affects your voice inflection, it affects your confidence, it affects every little thing about it. I mean, your coach gives you a great pep-up speech, and it's just amazing. And if you come out on top the first 3 rounds, you're just feeling good. But as soon as you feel like you have to catch up, like in Flushing's position right now, I'm sure they feel a little bit more pressure than the other teams because they did come out in the bottom in round 1. So just depends. I mean, I'm sure we'll see it in their performance.
Competitive cheer is becoming so big as a sport in general. I mean, these fans are crazy. I mean, you see boyfriends of the cheerleaders having their girlfriend's name on their backs as someone's boyfriend. I mean,
yep, and moms and dads, and
yeah.
a whole bunch of signs. They're all just here to cheer on their baby girls.
Every cheer comp even has their own T-shirt.
Yep. Looks like they're taking the floor.
Coming out pretty pressured.
Take the floor, begin when ready.
So here comes Flushing entering the mat.
I love their beginning formations because you never know exactly what you're going to do. I mean, Davison, they like to keep it normal, but I know Carmen Ainsworth and Flushing, they normally like to switch it up a little bit. So.
Right. Very loud, starting off with a lot of energy.
Starting off with also the 10 count. That was their very first movements.
10 count.
Very nice back handsprings.
Back handspring. Nice herky right there.
It's amazing too. You don't even realize all the transitions that they do with move-wise and.
Very nice back spring right there. All landed at the same time.
Back walkover and
Back
the
walkover.
splits.
Splits.
Switch splits. Showing great flexibility.
I don't care what you say. That always looks painful to me. A little stumbling through this a little bit. The lines aren't exactly. The toe touches all came down at a different time.
Yep,
That's going to be a big deduction.
A little off, but you know, like right now they just try to pick it back up. The ending kind of cleaned up a little bit, but I mean, it was a rough second round for Flushing. So.
Yeah, and that seems like it's going to be the story. Flushing's going to have a real good third round. I mean, it's possible, but so. Hopefully we can see a replay of Flushing's round right there. Excuse us, we're having a few camera problems, it looks like. There we go. So Davison varsity is going to be next after that. Should be interesting to see how Davison does after having such a good first round. Definitely have the motivation going into the second round.
Hopefully they just don't lose any of that. Hopefully they don't get too cocky, too big at heads, especially since this is the 4th year in a row. Looks like we have a replay.
Flushing
Oh, showing their herkies.
right there. Now see, what if you notice that their lines aren't exactly straight. I mean, they kind of seem to get out of a line as thing goes.
All of those legs, they were just a tad bit bent. I mean, those are all things that you really have to work on. Their splits show great flexibility, but there are a few girls, if you look, that they're not all the way down to the ground.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely for varsity, that seems to be a big issue in competitive cheer if you want the points. Well, Carmen's coming up next.
I mean, Davison.
I'm at Davidson, excuse me.
First Morgan, a varsity head cheerleader for Flushing High School. How do you think round 2 went?
It went pretty good. We did our best.
How was it different from round 1?
I think there was a lot less mistakes and it was stronger.
What have you been doing to prepare for the season?
We've been practicing 3 times a week and going to competitions.
How do you think round 3 is going to go?
I think round 3 is our strongest round, so it should be good.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Now back to you guys.
And we're back. Andrew Gerber alongside Desiree Nelson. Last second round action. Davison's up now. Very excited to see Davison. Davison has been doing very well. Did very well in the first round with the top score. Desiree keeps saying that Davison's going to have their tucks in this round.
Yeah, they have to. Miss Long, that's her pride and joy. Every varsity team she's had standing tucks, and I mean, she pounds them hard to make sure that they stick. And even you land your tuck in a competition, and you stick without moving your feet, and you actually get a tuck club shirt with your name on it. So it's her pride and joy. It's when you're on the team, that's what you strive for. You strive for that perfect tuck.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's a goal for every cheerleader to get to their tuck. I mean, tucks are so important in this competition, and I'm hoping to see that we see a few right here. We better.
Yep, last year we had actually starting around 3, we had double tuck, like standing tuck and another standing tuck right after, so double standing tucks, and it's just something she's always worked so hard on, and something that once you get, it's really a sense of accomplishment.
All right, so here comes Davison. Second round action for Davison. Hopefully we're going to see something that Carmen and Flushing couldn't show us. So is this the round you look forward to most, Desiree?
Yeah, I love this round. When
Like
I
while
cheered,
performing it?
Yes. When I cheered, I mean, round 3 beats you up so much, and round 1, I always thought it was a little boring. So round 2, it was definitely my favorite to watch, my favorite to practice, my favorite all over.
Yeah, round 1 very repetitive, but round 2 action for Davison entering the mat.
Everyone
very
looks so
exciting.
proud and excited.
Well, this is their home court. I mean, Davison should be excited. If they want to catch 5 times in a row, this is the place to do it.
Take the floor and begin when ready.
If they don't pull out some standing tucks, I'm gonna be really disappointed.
Well, hopefully we can see a few. Davison lining up.
And also, if you notice, they don't have their regular tennis shoes on. They actually have some gymnastic shoes on, which makes standing tumbling a lot easier.
So they're allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoa, very loud.
Very
starting
loud.
off.
Very tight. Starting off immediately with a 10 count.
Very synchronized.
Beautiful standing tucks. Every girl landing it.
A little stumbling there, but I mean, I haven't seen any more tucks from any other teams, so.
Nope. Definitely a huge multiplier. Davison, it'd be hard for Flushing and Carmen to catch up.
Good, very good toe touches from Davison.
Beautiful back walkovers. All of those legs were straight, toes pointed.
Handled those so easy. Turkey from Davison. All very synchronized.
They're definitely very loud. They lack a little bit of a voice inflection.
Yeah, very robotic sound, but I mean that one tuck that we've seen, very beautiful by the Davison cheer squad. Very impressed with it. So I see a few varsity. If you don't have your tuck, do you have to sit out the round?
Yep. I mean that's what you work for. If you don't have it, you're not in the round, because your whole team has to be synchronized. Your skills have to be synchronized.
Wow.
So they don't want to send someone out there that they have to just duck while they do a skill. Looks like we're gonna have a replay.
All right, replay time. And let's take a look about for Davison's second round.
Oh, looks like they're gonna show the tucks.
Oh,
Even in slow motion, and
very-
look at how all of those girls just stuck it.
I thought Jordan jumped it a little bit, but no, she landed that perfectly.
She landed it so solid. Those girls must be so proud.
Toe touches from Davison, very perfect. Look at that, just synchronized. Everything's looking the same.
Yep, you can tell they definitely take pride in what they do.
Well, that's the end of round two. We're gonna go into some round three action. We're gonna have Flushing up first for the stunt round, my personal favorite round three. Third round action coming at you. We're gonna start off with Flushing. Very interesting 2 rounds, Desiree.
Yeah.
Flushing actually took back second place.
Yep, leaving Carmen Ainsworth actually trailing behind after round 2. That's actually very surprising.
That is quite surprising. As you can see, out of the round 2 score, Davison was on top. Carmen came in with a 187.1, and Flushing dominated Carmen with a 195.1. But Davison, dang, look at that score.
It's going to be hard to catch back up to Davison, but it all depends. Round 3, it's a lot of points.
A lot of things could go wrong in round 3.
Or a lot of things could go right for Carmen. They could come back and win it, or win second.
On the screen, you can see that Davison's in the lead with 430. Carmen has 388, and Flushing in second place now has 392. So Davison up about 40 points. Pretty safe lead, but we'll see what happens during the third round. My personal favorite round, the stunt round.
A lot of stunning and tumbling.
Rounds are a bit longer here. You're adding about a minute onto each routine.
But you also see a lot better. You see more, even though it's a minute, the girls try to keep up their stability, keep up.
Now, does the round get very exhausting as it goes?
Yes, it is very exhausting. Last year, it took so much out of you. By the end, you're struggling to yell. I mean, that's why during practice you can't slack when you're running. Coaches make you do stuff for a reason, get you in shape.
Right. All right, well, Flushing's about to come out.
Seventh grade. On deck, Carmen Ainsworth varsity.
Very exciting. Flushing needs a very good third round. They're in second right now. If they could have a strong standing here, maybe hope for a few Davison mess-ups. Here comes Flushing. Something funny?
Yeah.
A lot of cheerleaders for Flushing.
There's a lot of girls out there. They definitely have a big team.
Now, Desiree, when a stunt fails, does that just ruin the rest of the competition for you? Mentally, can you really get back into it?
I mean, it's very easy to mentally get back into it. You take every section of the routine as a piece, and you just try to move on after.
All right, well, Flushing already getting into stunts quickly. Climbing up into a full. Spin down.
Twist down. Looks like they're, standing tuck right in the middle too. That's very visually appealing.
Pyramids, all 3 different pyramids, and some tumbling right there. Stumbled a little bit.
Yep, lost her footing at the end.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna have to bounce back from that, but other than that, very solid round 3 from Flushing so far. Ooh, nice little flip in the air. Bounce right back in. A reload, that's called.
Yep, another reload right there. Gonna go straight up into libs. Those are pretty solid libs. Not any of the girls fell down.
Very nice.
Standing tucks in the middle.
I stumbled there.
Back handsprings all around. A few girls fell.
The only thing that I've really seen shaking here is the tumbling. Other than that, everything's been just solid.
Their stunts, yeah, they definitely have confidence in stunting. It looks like they know what they're doing. Just a few more times in practice would make it even that much more perfect. especially with timing. Formation's a little off too.
Kind of stumbling a little bit, trying to raise that leg up.
Oh, yep.
And
the
they
girl
did it.
fell, but she didn't hit the ground. It's really
Another
hard.
reload.
It's really hard when you hit the ground from a stunt. It's
Yeah.
draining. You can't get back into it, and you know that it just cost your team so many points.
A very solid showing by Flushing. A few shaky on the tumbling, I would say, but other than that, I mean, pretty good effort.
Very good effort. They didn't ever give up. It's hard to see cheerleading teams. They get so discouraged and they just give up.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a cheerleader, I think that would be the biggest issue for me. I mean, once you fall and you know you've cost your point so many teams, I'm guessing you probably don't want to get back up. You just want to quit, but I mean, there's that pressure of having to keep it going. We're going to get a replay of the Flushing team coming up. We're going to see their very solid round 3 action. You can see them going up into the stunts right now.
And actually flipping into their bases.
And their bases do
And
very
reload
good job.
right back up into a full.
Cradle.
You know, we missed a lot of twists. I didn't count as many twists as I would like to see in
Yeah.
round 3. Round 3 is the big round. You really got to step it up.
All right, so here we're going to have Carmen coming up here next. Carmen varsity. Carmen needs a very solid round to get back in here. What are you hoping to see from Carmen, Desiree?
Like I said earlier, Carmen is a completely different style of cheering. They bring different moves to the mat, and they're so energetic and so loud. That's the very, very strong points of Carmen. I'm just waiting to see what kind of stunts they have to show off.
Yeah, right now Flushing has a lead, and after a very solid round 3, Carmen's going to have to do something out of the ordinary to gather up the points. Davison just patiently waiting on the sideline because, I mean, Davison has a pretty 40-point lead, so Davison knows they don't have anything to worry about, but they still need a very solid round 3, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, to stay in it. I mean, if Carmen comes out, or Flushing, I mean, if one of them, they didn't get that many points deducted, I mean, they could have a pretty high score, and if Davison doesn't just bring it, if they think they already have it in the bag, they could come up and maybe knock them out of first.
So 40-point lead, what are you thinking when you're Davison? Do you feel cocky at all, or are you worried you're going to lose your points?
Yeah, you feel like you kind of have it, but you're not really sure. Like, you just want to go out there and give it your best.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Davison is such a good team in round 3 with the few cheer meets I got to go to personally, and I'm really excited to see what they do.
Me
But
too.
for right now, it's going to be Carmen. You have one of those girls wearing a leg brace.
Yep, very strenuous on all of your joints.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, cheerleading is just not a joke. And this isn't just normal sideline football cheerleading you're seeing right here.
These girls practice every day for multiple hours just for these competitions.
And I don't think a lot of people realize that. So Carmen lining up. Get ready for some round 3 action.
Crowd's so loud trying to pump them up.
I love Carmen. They have so much energy when they come on, and you can just feel it. I think they have the most energetic, style.
Starting off with back handsprings, front rolls. Right into stunts.
Going
Right
into poles.
Yeah, right into libs.
Cradle, back up, back into the full.
The formation's a little off.
Yeah, very odd formation. You see one group just straying far away from them, repositioning themselves.
Crowd's really getting into it with them. So they have a lot of supporters.
Now, if you notice, the girls on the base don't really have to back up, and they don't feel like the strain of the girl dropping into their arms. That's very impressive.
Yeah, they're all very straight. They move their feet a little bit, but none of them look like they're struggling to get their flyers up there, which means they've been working with them probably since the beginning of the season. They know their flyers very well. None of the stunts seem to have fallen yet, so.
good chanting work from Carmen too. All the girls are pretty much on the same pace.
Yep. Few back handsprings. So we're gonna have tucks.
Very loud Carmen, very energetic. Great transitions.
More stunts. I love when teams do different creative things to get into their stunts, not just the normal sit there and leg in and get up.
Yeah, but round 3, the most packed routine being a stunt round and all. Most difficult of the 3 rounds and the longest. I'm sure, I mean, anyone can confirm that, including Carmen out there right now.
Yeah. They're definitely doing some very different things than what you would see at a more traditional team like Davison. So
Now, Desiree, the only problem I have with that is their spacing. I mean, that girl struggled all. They dropped the stunt. They're going to have to recover from that. But, I mean, they're really getting tired. You can tell.
you can see it in their faces.
All right, well, Carmen losing a lot of that energy near the end, but pretty solid. The only problem I really have is, like, their positioning and their stunts. I mean, you had, like, one way in the corner and then 3 of groups just right next to each other.
It's hard to tell where you're at when you're out there. I mean, unless you practice getting the exact formation down in practice, it's hard to just come out here and put all the stunts out there and just get them in the right position.
Right. Now, hopefully we can see a replay of Carmen's strong showing of round 3. Do you think that round 3 won him in or no?
I'm not sure. It'll definitely be close. We're gonna have to wait and see what the judges think.
Now, if I had to compare Flushing and Carmen, I would say Flushing took round 3
Looks
so
like we
far.
have a replay. Oh,
Nice
of tumbling. We're gonna show back handsprings.
Very solid back handsprings.
Well, looks like they're actually a little shaky. They could have been a lot stiffer, had straighter legs. Those 2 tucks were pretty good, but looks like the one girl put her hands down. That'll be a deduction.
Landing also not at the same time, but very good transitions in their lines. I mean, that just worked out so smoothly right there.
They're very tight. They're very together.
Round 3 go for you?
I think it went better than it did at practice. We did really good and we tried really hard.
What did you guys do differently from round 2 to round 3?
Round 2, I feel like we already had that together. Round 3, I feel like we need to work a little bit harder.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Now back to you guys.
All right, round 3 action for Davison. The last one you'll get to see here. But, I mean, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this. I think there's a reason Davison's last.
I think that was just the random luck of the draw, but I'm definitely excited that they are going
that's what
last.
you say, but I think they knew that something special was about to happen right here.
I'm definitely excited to see. I'm definitely excited to see what Miss Long has put together this year.
So do they really randomly pick the teams? Like in order?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the order that they go in, it's not any special order.
There's no really like random. Well, it is random. There's no really.
There's no rhyme or
specific
reason
order.
for it.
Yeah.
All right.
But
well,
Davison got it lucky being last right here because it's gonna end with the show. I feel it. I just feel it right now.
I really hope that they come out there and I really hope that they don't struggle with anything. I just want to see our home team do good on their home court.
Davison's not gonna struggle. I just feel it. I mean, trust me, every single competition I've been to this year, Davison has handled round 3 like a pro. And if you've noticed, all 3 varsity, Flushing and Carmen obviously hasn't dropped a stunt. So if Davison drops a stunt right here, that could be crucial.
Yeah. Definitely gonna have to wait and see.
Well, we don't have to wait and see much longer because here comes Davison. Davison varsity right here. This is what it's all about.
Miss
Here comes
Long
Miss
and
Long.
Coach Conrad leading the pack.
And here comes our Davison cheerleaders.
I'm really excited for this round. I feel like round 1 and 2 get you to round 3, but round 3 is what sticks in everyone's minds.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the round I would pressure over most. But I feel if Davison just finishes very solid, they can win this for their 5th Big 9 championship in a row.
Yes, 5 years in a row. it'll be interesting. Hopefully the streak does not end tonight.
Maybe Powers will get a cheer team next year. That'd be pretty interesting.
They have a cheer team, but it's actually only football season.
They're on the sideline.
They're on this. There's only a sideline cheer.
All right, so Davison, a lot of back flips right there.
Double back tucks from Tierra in the middle.
Very nice.
They're very loud.
Going up into a full.
Double twist down.
Dang.
Very strong, and they're very synchronized.
I remember when I did that in Powder Puff, and it's pretty hard to do.
It is pretty hard to do. They just go up there and they make it look so easy.
I know. So far, no mistake I could really see.
They're so confident too.
Well, I mean, that's what Miss Long drills into their head.
Standing tuck.
Great transitions into different formations.
There's always so much different stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with Davison, whoa.
Very high basket toss.
A toe touch from Tierra.
Looks like they're going to go into a pyramid.
Pyramid from Davison right here. Oh, flip. And a little reload action as Tierra gets back on.
Show and go.
Dang.
Looked like the stunt stumbled there for a second, but she regained balance.
Regained composure.
Davison doesn't really have a spacing problem like we've seen with some of the other teams.
Now, right there, it seemed a little
off.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, and you can really tell that even though Davison's getting tired, they're just as loud.
Yes. A lot of crowd participation. Well, that's what you'd expect on their home.
Oh, yeah.
Their home competition.
Nice cradle. The bases didn't really have to move at all. Very solid catch. Oh, very strong ending. That gave me goosebumps right there. I mean, they just all threw their heads into it.
They did so good.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can get a replay of that as Davison is in search for their 5th Big 9 championship in a very solid round 3. And Davison over there, they know they just did amazing right there, hugging each other.
They're so happy. They're so excited. Looks like we have a replay.
Let's replay that action. Boom, clap.
All getting into it. Looks like we're going to have standing tucks.
Tierra really impressed me throughout that round.
Yeah. Looked like one girl lost her footing at the end,
Look
but
at that
other than
transition.
that,
No bumping into each other, knowing exactly where they have to be every second. Stop. That's kind of cool looking, but let's keep going with it.
it's a very solid performance from Davison. I'm very impressed. A little off on timing.
Yeah.
But the basket toss, that was just
there
amazing.
we go. That was the key to the entire round 3. As you can see there, the spacing's way off, but
You're like the spacing expert at this competition.
I like to think I am sometimes. I mean,
The spacing Nazi of
no,
cheerleading.
I mean, when I see something out of order, I just have to comment on it. I mean, I know what I'm talking about most of the time.
Most of the time.
All right, well, we got awards coming up after this. We're gonna see who the Big 9 champ is.
I'm with Jordan Stefanko, a varsity cheerleader for Davison. Jordan, how did round 3 go for you guys?
It went really well. We didn't drop any stunts and we hit everything, so it went really well.
How do you think you guys did in this tournament?
We did really good. I think we tried our hardest and worked as hard as we could, and we did really good.
Okay, well, good luck. Now back to you guys.
And it's the time that everybody's been waiting for, the award ceremony to find out who our next Big 9 champion is.
The top 3 teams in the varsity division, and coaches can receive the score sheet to look at their scores for their team.
All
First
right,
of all,
so
a big round of applause for
it
all
looks
our
like
teams.
varsity is going to be announced last. Desiree just wrote that down for me. She could have just said it, but she decided to write it down for me.
In the varsity
kidding.
division, in 3rd place, with a
All right,
score
Desiree,
of
so after 3 rounds of action, who you feeling has an advantage right here?
Carmen Ainsworth.
Hold on, is this varsity?
Oh.
Varsity is being announced right now. So
Oh.
Carmen Ainsworth just got in third.
With a score of 656.6136 is the varsity team from Flushing.
So Flushing got second. So Davison did come out with a win
All right,
on their
Davison is
own
Big
home
Nine
court. Look at,
champ.
you can already see how excited they are.
11.0168. And the 2011 Big Nine champs.
5 years in a
Oh,
row.
wow.
That is just outstanding from Davison. 5 years in a row, Big Nine champions. They must be feeling so good right now.
Well, congratulations, Davison. I mean, very good showing from the varsity team.
I'm with Alyssa Dexter, a Big Nine champ. How does it feel to come out on top?
It feels really good. It's sad knowing that I'm a senior and it's my last year here, but it was nice knowing that I was able to come out and win at least another time for the seniors on the team and myself. So.
What did you guys do that made you guys pull through with the win?
We practice really hard. We work really hard at practice. We do everything we can. We push ourselves as hard at practice as we do on the mat. So.
Well, thank you very much and good job.
Thank you.
Now back to you guys.
All right, well, my name's Andrew Gerber alongside Desiree Nelson. Thank you for joining us for our DTV's coverage of Davison Competitive Cheer
Big Nine.
Nine edition. So, again, I'm Andrew Gerber.
And I'm Desiree Nelson.
Have a good night, guys.